Hey Panda here, and in today's video I'm going to give you a quick guide to Strand Hunter. This is a build I've been playing around with and trying to perfect as I get more experience with Strand, and I wanted to share it if you yourself don't really have any idea about what is good on Strand, what works, what doesn't work. So we'll be going through the mods, and all the gameplay you will be seeing is this build in action. So let's get into it. For our exotic armor piece, we are just going to be using the 6th Coyote, and all it does is add a second dodge charge. This might not sound insanely useful, but you'll see why it's fantastic in just a minute. Let's take a quick look at the subclass setup. We're going to be running Gambler's Dodge to get that melee back anytime we dodge near an enemy. Triple jump, of course. Melee, threaded spike, you don't really have an option. But in terms of the grenade, we are running the Shackle Grenade. If you don't know what the Shackle Grenade does, when you throw it at an enemy, it is going to suspend them. This is very, very valuable. For our aspects, we are running the only two choices, Ensnaring Slam and Widow's Silk, which actually gives us an additional grenade charge. This is very, very useful. For the fragments, we are running Thread of Continuity, Thread of Warding, Thread of Generation, and Thread of Mind. We are doing this because we want our suspense to last longer. We want to gain Woven Mail every time we pick up an Orb of Power. We want Grenade Energy Refund when we damage enemies. And we get Class Ability Energy when we defeat suspended targets, which we are going to be doing a lot. So the basic idea behind this build is to use our Shackle Grenades and our 2 Hunter Dodges that we're giving ourselves to suspend large groups of enemies and keep ourselves alive. The enemies cannot fight you if they're suspended all the time. And that's kind of the main thought process behind this build. Let's get in there, suspend enemies, and whittle them down while they are suspended. And with this setup, you have 4 charges worth of abilities to suspend targets. So I throw a grenade, I'll suspend this group of enemies here, kill them, but as I'm damaging those suspended targets, I'm not only getting grenade energy, but when those suspended targets die, I'm getting class ability energy. So we're feeding ourselves a ton of energy all the time. Very, very straightforward, very, very basic. Now let's take a look at the mod setups. We're looking at Strand Siphon to create Orbs of Power on Strand multi-kills. Just a heavy ammo finder and a heavy ammo scout, nothing too complicated there. We are running Fastball to make our Shackle Grenades travel further and faster. We are running Bolstering Detonation to get Class Ability Energy when I cause damage with a grenade. Of course you'll be doing, because you're throwing your grenade. We are running Grenade Kickstart for even more grenade energy return on our chest piece. We are going to be using Harmonic Resist, Solar Resist, just general resist mods, but also charged up to get another stack of armor charge. On our boots, we are going to be running just general energy return mods. If you want, you can try and make it work with stacks on stacks, which I think is insanely useful as well. I would highly recommend doing it. In fact, I'm just gonna do it. Why wouldn't I? Stacks on stacks is incredibly useful. Whenever you gain an armor charge, you gain more armor charge, which is fantastic. On our cloak, we are running just a bunch of energy return mods like Distribution, Bomber, and Outreach, just to make the loop of ability spam that much more fluid. But it does feel really, really good in practice. One more thing I'll note in terms of stats, you obviously want to go for Resilience and Discipline, of course, because the grenade is fantastic. Mobility as well, but you could sacrifice this stat a little bit. You see I only have tier 6, and this build for me works just fine. More than fine, actually. And that's pretty much it. It's a really, really simple build, not much to it. That's gonna close out this really short video about Strand Hunter. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.